Hello, my name is Mr. Babb. I am the adaptive PE teacher for Cabarrus County Schools, and I'm making our adaptive PE videos that are modified for at-home activities. Um, so, particular students in my class, this particular class, might have some activities. I'm going to show you some that are going to be relevant, and then I'm going to show you some other modified activities. Obviously, we're doing this from home, so you're just sometimes going to have to be creative on what you have in the home. Hopefully, I have a few ideas to pass along for that as well. First thing we always do is we always try to do a little stretch. So we'll say, give yourself a big hug. Most of the students will need a little assistance on this, just crossing the arms a little bit. And then we'll say, okay, reach back and scratch your back. And again, they might need a little hand over hand, a little bit of assistance, just reaching back, stretch up, reach up for the sky. Try to, sometimes they'll need a little visual and, put your hands up on top of their hands. Touch your feet, stretch down, try to stay straight, touch your feet, move your legs apart, touch the floor. So there's also going to be other little stretches that we could do. Stretch it out here, pull it forward there, bend here, yeah. And then you're going to bring it close to your body. Okay, stand it. Another activity we'll do is just the eye tracking. So maybe put something and they just trying to track it with their eye. Okay, so we do that. Next, we'll try to do some type of moving around, running around. So sometimes we'll take them in a chair and we'll just spin them around the room. All right, maybe back and forth. Okay, just back and forth, wheeling them around. Other students, it might be running back and forth. It might be running, touch the wall, run, touch the wall. It could be running in a circle. So put something perhaps in the middle of the room, have them run around a little in the circle. That's good. So other activities we'll do might be, kicking the ball. So, and again, they're usually going to need a little direction, a little push, a little hand over hand. So they're kicking, moving forward, maybe off the wall, but and then come back, kick, turn them, kick back, and also we'll do activities where we'll put the ball, hold it right there. We'll put the ball in front, help them with their foot, and then try to prompt them to kick that ball forward, or even give them a little assistance on kicking that ball forward. So you might need to physically help them with the foot movement. And some of them can do it on their own, and we obviously encourage that. Okay, so that's one thing, either up and moving, directing, kicking back and forth, or in the chair, placing the ball in front of the foot, prompting them, and also giving them some hand over hand assistance on kicking the ball. Okay. Now, next, we'll do, okay, you can get up for a second. So, other activities, we may do rolling back and forth, pushing back and forth. And if it's too easy, go further, you can try one hand, you can try your non-dominant hand. If this is too easy, you might be able to kind of lift it up and push it, bounce it back and forth. And then ultimately, one of our goals is to get them to hold the ball over their head with two hands and then throw forward. Let it bounce, catch. Now, you are going to have to give some assistance a lot of times. You will need to be over there and help with the catching part, okay, and the throwing part. All right. Now, in the chair, what we'll do a lot of times is we'll put the ball in the hands, physically just help them with the ball over their head, and then help them throw a little easier. Now, hold that right there. We also use beach balls in case you don't want to mess up your paint on your walls. Take a beach ball or something softer, and again, you're putting the ball in their hands, over their head, and then throwing it forward. Again, and you can practice this a handful of times. Practice the kicking part, practice the throwing part, and the catching part. Okay, so we do that, kicking, a little bit of rolling, a little bit of tossing. We also do stay in the seat. We also do a beanbag grab and drop. Okay, so you can take things like have a targeted area. So the objective, see if they can grab on their own. A lot of times you're physically going to have to take the hand, put it over the beanbag, and their objective may be to actually do the grabbing portion. And then if they're able to grab, if they're able to lift up, if they're able to drop in an area. Okay, so that's another activity that we do in class, something you could definitely do in a small space. If you don't have beanbags, just a simple sandwich bag, maybe a few paper towels in there, it simulates, or even a stuffed animal, simulates the same type of procedure, okay? Hand, reach, grab, toss. Tossing at a target is something that we strive for a lot of times, right? And you may need some assistance on doing that as well. Other games we play, we'll do little bowling games. I'll move you just a little this way. Okay, and I'm using cups. I just use cups in this regard. You see, I'm using the ironing board. You could use any flat surface, something straight, put it in their lap, help them with the ball. And a lot of times, in several cases, they could use and push themselves. They just need a little prompting, a little motivation. Help them put the ball in their hands and then give it a little push. There we go. Okay, that's an activity you can do. Find something flat, straight, set up some little pins, help them with putting the ball in their hands. Some of the students don't need that assistance, some do. So that's just kind of a little glimpse of what we do in adaptive PE class. Obviously, these are condensed versions of the class, and as I mentioned previously, you just have to find, what you have in the house to do some of these activities. If you don't have cups, use something else. If you, maybe try to find beach balls. If you don't have bean bags, take a little sandwich bag, put some paper towels in there, have them practice reaching, grabbing, holding, dropping. We want to try to drop at a target is usually one of our goals, if you can. The kicking, either the student can kick and move back and forth, and this is just a small space, or you have to place the ball in front of the student's foot. They can practice that. The tossing that we showed, a lot of times just 2 hands over the head. We want to practice the 2 hands over the head. Also, use a tennis ball is what we'll use a lot of times. Go ahead and sit in the chair for a second. Yeah, so same thing. If we get them to reach and grab and lift and throw, that's always the goal, and throw at a target. But if not, we'll put it in the hand, assist with moving the hand up, and then see if they could move forward and simulate the toss on their own. Or if not, we just give them a little assistance. So that's all I have for today, and we'll see you next week.